Episode number 342. The order was executed. You will bring lights, and relieve the sentinel, continued Felton. And this double order, which the young lieutenant gave to the same individuals, proved to milady that the servants were the same men as the guards, that is to say, soldiers. Felton's orders were, for the rest, executed with a silent rapidity that gave a good idea of the way in which he maintained discipline. At length Felton, who had not yet looked at milady, turned toward her. Ah, said he, she's asleep, that's well. When she wakes she can sob. And he made some steps towards the door. But, my lieutenant, said a soldier, less stoical than his chief, and who had approached milady, this woman is not asleep. What, not asleep? Said Felton. What is she doing, then? She has fainted. Her face is very pale, and I have listened in vain. I do not hear her breathe. You are right, said Felton, after having looked at milady from the spot on which she stood without moving a step toward her. Go, and tell Lord de Winter that his prisoner has fainted, for this event not having been foreseen, I don't know what to do. The soldier went out to obey the orders of his officer. Felton sat down upon an armchair, which happened to be near the door, and waited without speaking a word, without making a gesture. Milady possessed that great art, so much studied by women, of looking through long eyelashes without appearing to open the lids. She perceived Felton, who sat with his back toward her. She continued to look at him for nearly 10 minutes, and in these 10 minutes the immovable guardian never turned round once. She then thought that Lord de Winter would come, and by his presence give fresh strength to jailer. Her first trial was lost. She acted like a woman who reckons up her resources. As a result she raised her head, opened her eyes, and sighed deeply. At this sigh Felton turned round. Ah, you are awake, madam, he said. Then I have nothing more to do here. If you want anything you can ring. Oh, my God, how I have suffered, said milady, in that harmonious voice which, like that of the ancient enchantresses, charmed all whom she wished to destroy. And she assumed, upon sitting up in the armchair, a still more graceful and abandoned position than when she reclined. Felton arose. You will be served, thus, madam, 3 times a day, said he. In the morning at 9 o'clock, in the day at 1 o'clock, and in the evening at 8. If that does not suit you, you can point out what other hours you prefer, and in this respect your wishes will be complied with. But am I to remain always alone in this vast and dismal chamber? Asked milady. A woman of the neighborhood has been sent for, who will be tomorrow at the castle, and will return as often as you desire her presence. I thank you, sir, replied the prisoner, humbly. Felton made a slight bow, and directed his steps towards the door. At the moment he was about to go out, Lord de Winter appeared in the corridor, followed by the soldier who had been sent to inform him of the swoon of milady. He held a vial of salts in his hand.